All right, now earlier today I was thinking about all the courtside reports that we got for 2K22, thinking about all the articles and news that we got for 2K22 with the city for nation and all that stuff, and I couldn't help but think about the city when it comes to the whole matchmaking building that 2K promised us for 2K22 with the city. And as I thought about the whole matchmaking building, I couldn't help but think, this is 2K, they will most likely get it wrong. You know, this is 2K we're talking about here, so I know how 2K has done in the past, so that's why I'm thinking that. But in this video, I'm talking about an idea I have to keep the matchmaking system in the game for 2K22 next gen from being bad like I think it's going to be for 2K22, or how they can update the matchmaking system if it comes out bad when the game first comes out. And for those of y'all that's watching this video that came for a news video, I'm telling y'all right now, this ain't the video for that. I'm gonna post a news video tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? More news coming soon. But y'all can think of this video kind of like a discussion video, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into the whole news thing today, so like I said, this for tomorrow. But also, before I continue, I'm gonna say it right now, if this is your first time on my channel, hit that sub button, leave a like, and turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss a video in the future. But with that being said, y'all, let's not waste any more time in this intro and get into this whole spiel on matchmaking and my ideas and all that stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you guys right now that usually if you watch my videos, you know that I have a lot of cutaways and examples on screen of what I'm talking about to emphasize my points. But today in this video, I'm not gonna have as many on-screen examples and mainly just, raw gameplay so that you can, get a better idea of what I'm talking about, because what I'm talking about is gonna pertain to mainly raw gameplay. I'm gonna have a few examples here and there, but not that much. But anyway, if you remember about the whole article that came out on 2K22 with the next gen city, they said they're gonna put a matchmaking building into the city for 2K22. Now, my problem with that is that it's 2K, which means they're gonna go off the wrong metrics to make a matchmaking system in the game, because I think based on how it is now with 2K21 current and next gen, the way that matchmaking system works is that it works off of stats alone, and that's it. And if you've been subscribed to my channel for a little while, you probably heard me say before in one of my videos that stats don't tell the whole story, because they never do, and that's whether it's in the real NBA or if it's in NBA 2K. Stats do not tell the whole story. And the reason I say that is because if I had to take a wild guess for NBA 2K, then the way they probably go about making their matchmaking system is going off of your stats alone. Like, for example, if you're a point guard, 2K probably bases your stats off of how you score the ball and how many assists per game you get, because you're a point guard and that's usually your role as a point guard. So if you average like 5 points per game and 2 assists per game, then 2K probably puts you in a park server with players that average around the same amount of points per game as you. So if you average 5 points per game and 2 rebounds per game, or 2 assists per game, stats like that, which is kind of like the average, 2K player or whatever, then 2K will put you in a park server with players that have the same amount of stats as you. But the way I tie that to stats not telling the whole story is that you can be player A averaging 15 points per game, but you get those 15 points per game by spamming curry slide and using dribble glitches and speed boost glitches and all that stuff to get open for a jump shot. That don't really mean you have skill at the game, you just have the right animations and you know the right animations to get open for a shot. Versus player B, who averages 15 points per game because he just is good at the game and doesn't have the most cheesy animations equipped. You see what I'm saying? So it's not even a good way to tell how good you are at the game if you're just basing it off stats. Oh wait, that ain't good enough for y'all? All right, I'm gonna give y'all another example. All right, take the real life NBA. Now you take a player like Mike James from the 2005 NBA, you know what I'm saying? Year 2005, when he averaged 20 points per game, 20.3 to be precise, I believe. All right, that's Mike James. Keep in mind, Mike James. Now in that same year, take another point guard in the NBA. Nah, you know what, matter of fact, take 2 other point guards in the NBA in 2005. And those 2 point guards can be Jason Kidd, and the other one could be Tony Parker. Both all-star caliber players, you know what I'm saying? Now, how many points per game Jason Kidd averaged in 2005? 13 points per game. And how many points per game did Tony Parker average in 2005? 19 points per game, which is a point less than Mike James. And I already know what some of y'all will probably say to that. Well, Jason Kidd and Tony Parker won't score in point guards, or more so playmaking point guards. All right, that's fair, that's fair, that's fair. I'm gonna give y'all that, that's fair. Okay, take a scoring point guard in 05 like Steve Francis. How many points per game did Steve Francis average in 2005? 16.2 points per game as a scoring point guard for the Orlando Magic in 05. Now, do y'all really think that Jason Kidd, Tony Parker, and Steve Francis aren't better players than Mike James? Matter of fact, a lot of y'all don't even know who Mike James is. Like, come on now, like, let's be real here. And that ain't no disrespect to Mike James, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Mike James, but yeah, scoring stats don't tell the whole story. Let me give y'all another example. Assist stats. All right, in 2018, Jeff Teague, which was the point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaged 8.2 assists per game. And I believe he was a starter at that time. Well, regardless if he was a starter or not, don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Take another point guard in the NBA who's also a playmaking point guard. Chris Paul. How many assists per game did he average in 2018? 8.2, the same as Jeff Teague. Now, would any of y'all say that Jeff Teague is a better playmaking point guard than Chris Paul? Like, even in the year 2018, would y'all say that Jeff Teague was a better point guard than Chris Paul? Matter of fact, in 2018, that's the year that Chris Paul made it to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in his career with James Harden. So all he was doing was passing the ball to James Harden. You know what I'm saying? So he was getting assists, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? He was balling, but like, it just goes to show, like I said, stats never tell the whole story. Like, come on now. I'm trying to tell y'all. Having skill-based matchmaking and a matchmaking building based off your stats alone is not a good move for 2K to do at all. And what they should do, in my opinion, is implement something in the park/city that they already have in my career, which is your hot zones. Because in 2K21 there was a badge called Hot Zone Hunter, and just to read it out, what it did was boost the shot percentage for attempts taken in the player's favorite spots. Now, what the devs over at 2K should do for 2K22 matchmaking is implement something in the game similar to Hot Zone Hunter, where it records your favorite spots you go on the court. So like, for example, if you know how to move off the ball and cut in certain spots to, you know, space the floor correctly, then you're showing that you got good IQ. You see what I'm saying? Because the players that's really good at 2K can do more than just score and get assists and, you know, get rebounds and all that stuff and get a good stat line. They also know where to move on the court. They know where to move off the ball at. They know the right places to be at the right times. They know when and when not to set screens. You know what I'm saying? They know when to switch on screens, all the little things they have to do to, you know, be a good teammate. So the same way that 2K records your hot zones in a little log, in a little my career log thing, they should record a log with the way you go on the court, you playing park games and, you know, city games and et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like 2K not just going off your stats, but also going off player tendencies is the only real way to get real good matchmaking in the game for 2K22 next gen. Because otherwise, if they go off stats like they're doing right now, most likely, then what's going to happen is a new meta is going to come out for the game. Like, for example, a new overpowered move might be in 2K22 next gen, like a move like the Curry slide. So a move like the Curry slide is now on 2K22 next gen. That's the meta move, and that's meta, and everybody's using it. So that way they can get themselves open for a jump shot. So they average a lot of points per game because it's unguardable to get themselves open for a shot. They can score a lot off that move alone. So that's why I feel like 2K making it so there's a metric system that records your tendencies on court as well as a stat line is the best way to go about a real skill-based matchmaking system on 2K22 next gen. Because like I said, it's probably gonna be a meta when the game comes out 2 months in. There's a meta every 2K that comes out. 2K20 was hop steps. 2K19 was shooting over smaller players with the whole post score problem. 2K21 was the Curry slide. 21 next gen was the whole rim running problem. There's always a meta in the game. Like every single year. Y'all really think there's not gonna be a meta in 22 next gen? Like, come on now, let's be real. There's gonna be a new meta in that game, so they're gonna need something to actually, you know, balance out the skill gap, you know what I'm saying, to have it where there's a real skill gap in the game. And have it to where you can also get real matchmaking and good matchmaking so you don't have to have bad teammates. Because even right now in 21 next gen, as you can see on screen, I get bad teammates too. And I'm not saying 100% that 2K does that with the whole stat system and that's how they make their matchmaking. They could be already doing what I'm, you know, suggesting and all that stuff. I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt they're already doing that. But if they are doing it already, they need to improve that, like big time, because this whole matchmaking system sucks that they got right now. It sucks. So I don't know. This is my thoughts for the whole matchmaking system for 2K22 next gen. But y'all can let me know in the comment section down below. Do y'all like the whole matchmaking system that we got right now, and y'all think that it needs to improve for 22 next gen? Because me personally, I think it does. Because I know a lot of y'all play with randoms, and y'all gonna do that when 22 next gen comes out with the city, because some of y'all have to play with randoms. So as a result, y'all gonna be complaining about how the randoms suck and all that stuff. I know y'all's gonna be, you know, complaining and all that stuff. I know y'all gonna do it. So you know what? Matter of fact, just think to yourself, if you complaining about having trash teammates, that just goes to show how bad the matchmaking system is. Because if the matchmaking system was actually good, then you would get good teammates. It's according to your skill level, which means you wouldn't have to need to, you know, complain about your teammates and all that stuff. Like, really think about that. Like, come on now. But anyway, you guys, that's gonna do it for the video for real this time. I appreciate you guys for watching if you stayed to the end. And if you did make it to the end, to this point, then that clearly means you must agree with some of the stuff I said, you know what I'm saying? So leave a like for that as well. But with that being said, y'all, once again, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. And until the next time, I'm out. Peace.